What we have inside of this bin right here is going to change the entire landscape of this entire collection. So let's go ahead and jump on into this. I cannot wait for you guys to see everything. Yeah. Yes. We are going to be unboxing one of the most important boxes we have ever opened up on this channel. Let me explain. Growing up, I had three favorite shows. Like, these were the ones that I think captured my nostalgia for Nickelodeon the most. Of course, there's so many shows that I love about Nickelodeon, but as a 10-year-old kid, the big three for me was this. This was my holy trinity of Nickelodeon. We had Jimmy Neutron, we had Spongebob on the top of that freaking pyramid, and we had Fairly Odd Parents, as well as Danny Phantom kind of mixed in with Fairly Odd Parent. And those three together created the most entertaining hours of my entire childhood television watching experience. And I think for a lot of people as well, there's a reason why they all got a video game together. I mean, actually 4 of those games. And when it comes to this collection, I definitely heavy highlight the Spongebob aspect of that trio. Because for one, Spongebob is a lot more accessible and easy to find, and two, because of his popularity, I see the window of being able to get a lot of this stuff for Spongebob getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and I want to take advantage of it and get as much stuff as I can. Whereas with Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron, those have already kind of been rare and kind of tough to find because there's not a lot of it out there. They didn't make a lot. So it's always been a tough spot for me to be able to get stuff like that in this collection. But today, this changes everything because this entire bin is filled with Fairly Odd Parents products. Big shout out to a friend of mine and a member of this rep pack that goes by the name of Proxy. He's on our Whatnot streams, our Discord. He decided to sell me his entire Nickelodeon collection so that way he can use those resources towards his Cartoon Network collection. And it gave me an opportunity to get so many Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron, and Danny Phantom items that otherwise would have taken me years to gather. And in this series, you're gonna see me unboxing that entire collection. This episode's based off of Fairly Odd Parents. It may be a 1 or 2 part series, and then the next episodes of this series you're gonna get the Jimmy Neutron aspect, Danny Phantom, my life as a teenage robot. So without any further ado, just wanted to start this series off with that little explanation. Let's get into the unboxing. I'm gonna be trying to rank every single item on a scale of 1 to 10 magic cupcakes from Abracatastrophe because we've never had a chance to really review these items. So for the fun of it, let's rank everything, even though I think we're getting a lot of 10s. But Butch Hartman, the creator of Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, Tough Puppy, Bunsen is a beast. He is an absolute legend. He does a lot of convention appearances where he does signings, where you can meet him, and he also has exclusive artwork you can only pick up there. I'm not much of a convention head myself, but Proxy, the guy who I picked this collection up from, does avidly go to these conventions. And at Butch Hartman's show, he had this exclusive limited edition artwork for Fairly Odd Parents, and it is a lenticular designed poster piece. This is absolutely gorgeous. So you can see the artwork itself. This is not one of these, this type of design you often see with anime. They're not licensed or approved artwork for any of the shows they're made for. But the difference with this one is this was actually created by Butch Hartman, giving it that seal of approval and authenticity that it needs to be just extra epic. You can actually see down there his signature, but let's take a look at the images here. So on the first page here, you've got Cosmo, Wanda, Jorgen there. You've got the Pixies, as well as Anti-Poof, Wandissimo, and if you Timmy Turn it, you get the Crocker, Vicky, Mom, Dad, Chip Skylark, all of the major characters. You've got AJ, Chester, Doug Dimmadone's hat just flying through the sky, as well as Adam West Catman. A beautiful piece, and just walking by it, you can see it transition. I cannot express how incredible this is. 10 out of 10. This is not something that was released publicly. You can only pick these up at the convention. 10 out of 10 out of 10. Amazing piece. Oh, and the exclusivity just continues. So, at the Embassy Suite hotels back in the day, they had some promotions often they would do where you could go and pick up a Jimmy Neutron book bag that came with a thermos of his rocket, a bunch of other incredible stuff that you wouldn't believe. And during one of the times, they had a Fairly Odd Parents promotion, and on your bed, when you got to the Hotel Embassy Suite, you would get get this amazing Fairly Odd Parents pillow. So just a really unique, interesting piece, and it's still brand new sealed, never even been opened. Like, how many kids ever would have gotten this and not opened it? For me, I would have breathed the plastic, just breathed the plastic off of it in amazement as a kid. So the fact that it's still sealed is crazy, because likely is you had a child with you of some kind, because you had to have been participating in that promotion to get the pillow. If you were just an adult going to the hotel, you wouldn't have got this. You had to have been doing it through the Nickelodeon magazine. So therefore, you had a child with you, and the iron levels of will this kid must have had to have kept it sealed should be awarded, because man, this is sick. There we have it. It's actually really soft. It's a little plasticky, kind of like my grandma's couch. I can hear the memories. Another, oh man, I feel like I was like, was there a point of ranking stuff? Because I'm just gonna give everything a 10, but 10 out of 10. And this is such a fun video, I'm sure for you guys as well too, because we've never really gotten to cover Fairly Odd Parents on this level before. So this is so exciting to show everything off and get to share it with you guys as we add it to our online collection here. As I always say, this collection feels more like it's definitely bigger than me. It's a place where we can all kind of just have fun, enjoy the things we love, experience these things together, and know that those parts of our lives are encapsulated in some way. So the next up here we've got are some of the hardest figures to collect when it comes to Fairly Odd Parents. And the name of them I can never say. I think the word is Palisades figures. Palisade, I don't know. But this company for Nickelodeon only made 2 series, I believe, and it's Fairly Odd Parents and also Invader Zim. And I would love to collect the Invader Zims one day as well too, but to be honest, the ones that I wanted to get the most were the Fairly Odd Parents ones. So we have 3 of them right here. Let's go ahead and start off. I'm gonna say the best for last. Let's go ahead and start off with Cosmo here. And Proxy is very similar to me, how we just believe in the strong ability of plastic wrap. It keeps stuff from getting scratched, things from, collecting dust, staining, anything like that. If somebody spills something, it's not going to ruin the item, which hints my play button up there that everybody always asks, why is it wrapped in plastic? That's why. Because I care about it and I don't want it to get all dusty and scraped up. So I really respect the plastic wrap on everything here. Oh, yes. This right here is gorgeous. We have the Cosmo figure, and it is signed right there by Butch Hartman, the creator of the show. I could not be more happy with these figures. Fairly Odd Parents did not get a lot of figures. Besides these ones, there is the Nicktoons ones that I have in the collection back here that capture Cosmo and Wanda pretty well, but other than that, they really didn't get a lot. So the fact that such a good company that made such a high quality version of them makes me really happy, because it would have been unfortunate, like with some shows where the only figures we got are like Danny Phantom, the only ones we got are like Wendy's toys and one other one, which we'll be sharing eventually here. So due to that, to represent him, you got the Wendy's toys. So with Fairly Odd Parents, at least since there's only like 2 figures, both of them are amazing quality. Just looking at the pieces there, you've got Cosmo and Wanda as flowers, as well as a bouquet right there for you to put them in. Bouquet. You also got the Cosmo and Wanda corn there, where he's the husk and she's the corn. You have the stone down there, and then of course it has the base, as well as that show accurate wand. And you also got Jorgen back there on this like little intercom TV that they can connect to. The entire thing just brings the whole show to life, and I think the packaging displays everything so well. I would never open this. I just think it looks incredible in the box. So there we go. We got Cosmo's figure. That's our first one there. And of course, we can't have Cosmo without his lovely wife, Wanda. And this one as well is signed by Butch Hartman, as well as the voice actress for Wanda. Can you believe that we have this here in the flesh? Like I said, this opportunity saved me so much time to not only find these figures, which are really hard to find, they're extremely rare. In fact, they're so rare that even as he was collecting it, he struggled to find the last one to complete this set, which is Timmy. So that's the only one that I don't have here in the collection, is Timmy. But not only to find these figures, but then also to have them signed by not only Butch Hartman, but the voice actress of Wanda. You're talking like a full-blown project essentially to get this to this point, because again, this saved me years of time being able to pick this up from him. But there's the Wanda. You've got the balloons right there. An official The Rules book. And like, let's be real, the Fairly Odd Parents style is not something that can very easily be brought to like a figure without it looking strange, you know? The fact that they captured it so well, like look at the swirl on her hair, the vibrance of the color, the shading of it. It just looks, it looks like a literal cinnamon roll of magic. You've got her magic mirror there. You've got a stand to make her float as well as her wand in addition to it. So there we go, Cosmo and Wanda together forever. I mean, how long have they been together? What was their anniversary again, Ryan? Popping up on screen? Like, they've been, I mean, that's pretty much forever. I can't think of anybody who's lived that long besides maybe the chocolate lady from Spongebob. She look like she's topped that by like an extra 50 years. And of course, we don't have Timmy, but we do have his evil babysitter. And my goodness, is this one just incredible. Like one of the best Nickelodeon villains of all time. We have Vicky. Icky Vicky, if you will. One of the most sinister and evil of all Nickelodeon villains, and she's just a babysitter. And I would like put her above like Professor Calamitous from Jimmy Neutron. I'd put her above Plankton. Like she's just like a straight up mistress of torture. Like she's just insane. But we've got Vicky there, and it is signed by Gray Delisle as well as, again, Butch Hartman. So all three of them have been signed by Butch Hartman. The only one that's not signed by the voice actor is Cosmo, because the voice actor for Cosmo is a more rare appearance at conventions. But I have to say, of the ones here, my favorite for sure is this Vicky. Like, they captured her evil smile, her eyebrows, the pink eyes, everything so well. She comes with her dog, Doidle, which is just such a cool little piece to add with it. Her diary, a Chip Skylark album, as well as her cassette player. Yeah, because you know she always would use that cassette player to somehow edit some blackmail of an audio from Timmy or somebody else. Like, she was a freaking editing master when it came to the blackmail on that cassette player. And of course, you've got another version of Cosmo and Wanda there as the lipsticks. And you can see the base a little bit better in this one, that it actually has the Fairly Odd Parents logo on the base too. Like out of the box, I bet you this one looks fantastic as well. But I think in the box, it looks even better. So there it is, the Vicky figure. And like I said, the only one that I need left is this one right here, which would be Timmy. But I don't know. I cannot find a Timmy either. He spent a lot of time trying to find a Timmy. If you guys know where I can find a Timmy to complete this set, let me know. It was very daunting to try to complete the set when I didn't have even one of them, but now that I have three of them, I'm like, hey, why not? Let's just figure it out. So if you know where I can find that Timmy, hit me up. But what do I rank these? I feel like I can't give them all a 10. Ranking them on themselves, let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna give the Vicky a 10 out of 10. I'm going to give the Wanda a 10 out of 10, and I'm going to give the Cosmo a 9 out of 10, just because this is the only one not signed by the voice actor as well. And because of that, I'm going to leave a little, just because, you know, we got to have like, oh, what's the best one? I think this is the best one. 10 plus, this is a 10, and then this is a 9, needing that last signature to make it that 10. Even though, if on its own, this would be a 10 by itself. And do not fret, guys. By the end of part 2, you will see me reconstruct parts of the collection in order to incorporate as much of the Fairly Odd Parents stuff as I possibly can. But we are not even done yet. So we also have another freaking Wanda. There's another Wanda that's not signed or anything like that. So if you have Timmy and you want Wanda, I'll trade you. Or if not, you could also maybe pick this up over on my Whatnot streams, where I'll probably be auctioning this guy off. We always auction off everything at a starting price that's well below the going rate. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and check out my Whatnot stream down below. We also do giveaways every single stream. I may even give away some items from this haul, so go check that out down below. But we got that as well. This one will get a 9 with the Cosmo. Well, actually, this will get to 8, because that one was signed by Butch Hartman at least, but it's still amazing. Okay, so we have some other big pieces, but let's cover a couple little small things here first, since we have them here. We have the action figure itself for the Crimson Chin, and it actually comes with a separate piece, which is the book for Timmy Turner Action Hero, where he wishes for his Crimson Chin action figure to be real, and he goes out on the adventures with the Crimson Chin action figure, which is kind of weird, because like, doesn't he also like team up with the real Crimson Chin inside of his actual comic book? And then he's like, let me just downgrade a little bit and just be with the action figure. But nonetheless, still an incredible book. And to go with it, the actual Crimson Chin action figure from the Wendy's line for Fairly Odd Parents. Like, couldn't pick a better character for them to make into an action figure. He's in a flying pose too. An incredible piece. He doesn't have the action-packed buttons that this one does, but this combo looks so good together. 10 out of 10. This right here is this like magic set. So a lot of the Fairly Odd Parents like toys were based off of magic and like doing illusions. If you watch my other videos where I covered some of the Fairly Odd Parents toys, they were all based off like kind of like illusion magic tricks. This one right here is where you can create your own little like motion balance fairy world in some ways, just balancing all the pieces off of each other. I will give that a 8 out of 10. Nothing crazy. It's still really cool though. We got a nice little 8 out of 10 here, which is the Danny Phantom keychain. You've got Danny there. I said there's a couple Danny Phantom items, so I'm gonna go ahead and add these in here. We got Danny Phantom keychain right there. This is the Danny Phantom figure that I was speaking of. I actually don't know how this toy works. I did a long time ago open up the Danny Phantom figures. I'm having trouble remembering how it works. I think you put him in the locker and maybe he turns back into regular Danny, but there it is right there. You've got Danny. I love how he's in this like, yeah, I did it pose, like, yeah, I did it. It's hero time. The wrong character. I've went ghost. I love his little squatting position there. They're taking a little ghost poop. But we've got Danny in there and his locker too. It looks like the locker could glow in the dark, but that could be just, you know, just the color of it. This toy is not for resale. I don't know, Proxy. I think Proxy might be going to jail with those other thugs on Free Balloon Day. Probably not. You probably get thrown to the ghost zone, which sounds 10 times scarier. Or not because of Vlad or Skulker, but honestly, man, the box ghost seems like he'd be super annoying after a while. All right, the next up here, we've got the Crimson Chin lunchbox. This is something that I have in the collection currently, but still a beautiful piece. You've got the bronze kneecap there, and also Bankarella, I want to say is her name. I can't remember, but we're gonna pop her name up on screen. You've got the duo there as well too, but a really, really cool piece. It has a classic chin. Time to eat chin, felons. I love how it's just felons. Like, a felon can be like, I don't know, like a teenager who like shoplifted like a Twinkie or something, which is not right. You shouldn't do that. But does that mean you should get pummeled into a bloody pulp by the Crimson Chin? Maybe not. Or maybe, I don't know. It depends on your view on justice. But man, I can't say it wouldn't be interesting to watch, but it's pretty hardcore, Chin. All right, so next up here, we've got some more of the figures that were released. So these were made by the company called Flying Colors. They're most famously known, I'd say, with most collectors for creating the bendable figures for Spongebob, but they also created these for Fairly Odd Parents, which are very unique. These are called Noggin Knockers. Probably could have used some work on the name, but Noggin Knockers. Magnetic figures that lock onto their base. And you can see how they kind of work here in the back. I'm going to show you the Timmy here, but you can, for example, throw this baseball at Timmy's head and it makes his head kind of knock back and forward. But not just that, all the items are also magnetic, so they stick to the character wherever you want on their body. A really fun idea. And there we have Timmy right there, so you can see this is Timmy. And I think the best part about this is the actual packaging, because the back piece of this is just a piece of cardboard, but with it you can see you actually get a little piece of a bush here, you get like a gate, you get a tree, and also like a little bird's nest for the ball to get stuck in, and you get a copy of the Crimson Chin comic book, as well as like Timmy's game console. It doesn't look that good, to be honest. It only has like a control for movement. It's like one of those boring like football, like Tiger games you play as a kid. You're just like, why am I still doing this? Like, why is this even a thing? Like, it's like, shouldn't this have been like banned or something by now? And we have all these other games I could play. Why am I looking at these flashing and unflashing black figures? Just, I think they're moving. But I think the packaging on this is what makes it the best. So I would never consider opening these. These are so rare. I've never even found any of these pieces loose before in all of my hunting. And you can see like some of this is truly a part of the packaging. Like if you look at that little piece of the bush there, look at how thin it is. It's basically nothing. It's just in there to kind of make it look like more like a little slice of life, like a slice of Timmy's world. And I always say that the packaging is one of the best parts of the product, and preserving that as part of it, it's always super important to me. So that's just one of them, and they all kind of do that. So here's the next one we've got here. We'll go ahead and do the main crew here first. We got Cosmo here, and Cosmo comes with the rule book, a magic wand, a gavel, and it looks like that's Timmy's desk right here. That's him at the desk in the classroom of Crocker's class, as well as the Cosmo there Again, the packaging really bringing this guy together. I love how on the back they could have used Cosmo. They just wanted to show you Timmy getting hit in the head with a baseball. They were just like, yeah, don't forget you can knock this guy out with a baseball to the head. Of all the examples they could have used, that's the most like Fairly Odd Parents example they could have used. Timmy's head magnetically attracts baseballs the way Josh Nichols' head attracts basketballs. If anybody has one, I'll sign the petition for Grammy to join the Lakers. That woman could shoot. Next up, we've got Wanda, of course, and this comes with the iconic fishbowl back there. Timmy's bed pieces are, again, part of the packaging there, as well as that picture frame, too. You've also got the lipstick there, and of course, you've got Wanda herself standing on a star, which is a really cool touch. And you can really see it here on Timmy's desk, that desk is literally just painted into the plastic. So once you open it, that desk piece would just be gone. I've never seen any figure line where like the plastic itself is painted in order to give it that level of depth. Incredible job by Flying Colors. That was like 10 out of 10 on all of these. But not just that, we also got AJ, the Jimmy Neutron of Timmy's world. We got AJ here, has a secret lab, works with the government. He's got a little pencil there. He's got his complete history of the world, all in, that's a small book for the complete history. You also got his calculator and his bald friggin' Tommy Pickles noggin. He's even got those little things on the side of his head that Tommy has. Like, what is that? Like, why are those little 3 dots on the side of his head? And like, why does Tommy have those little dots? That's supposed to like represent like stubble or something. And then we've got Chester McBadbat as well. He looks so sick. I think this might be the only figure for Chester and AJ. You got the little school sign, again, comes out in 3D because it's painted into that plastic. You got the airplane up there, as well as it looks like a lunchbox, as well as soda. So all these in-world items come to life in this series. And of course, we gotta save the most like badass one we have to save is Vicky. We have, again, she comes with Doidle, a homework schedule, as well as a cell phone back there. It looks like an old school cell phone. And then you got Timmy there. Now she's more somebody I would want to hit in the head with a baseball. But yet, it's Timmy again. But there's the entire set right there. So you guys can see we completed this entire set. And we also have the Breaking the Rules game too. So we even have that. But an incredible set. Like, look at these all lined up towards you guys. Come on, that's beautiful. For somebody like this gives the natural wonders of the world, the Great Wall of China, the Grand Canyon. It gives it a run for its money. You know, I'm a little odd, but man, is that a gorgeous sight. It's so freaking iconic. Oh, and the nostalgia of being able to finally have, like, honestly, the ones that go the toughest for me are the Chester and AJ. I just think it's so cool that they got products. Like, of course, Tim, you know, we got Vicky, Timmy, Wanda, Cosmo, and those other ones, but the Chester and AJ, just such fan service. Okay, so we also have another Danny Phantom item. When it comes to Danny Phantom, there are a handful of items that exist that are actual toys. One of them is this ridiculously rare Nicktoons Danny Phantom that comes in, I think, 2 variations. The other ones are the Wendy's toys, but something that many people probably don't even know exists, because I definitely didn't either, is this right here, this Danny Phantom dangler. This would go so freaking hard on someone's backpack, whatever item they want. This just adds that next level of like, oh my gosh, that is so freaking sick. Coolest bag clip in the entire collection now, no question. It's Danny Phantom in ghost form, just floating. It's so amazing, and this was something that was released, and you can see it's got the actual license tag right there on it. This was something that was released in Mexico, so it was found in Mexico. I mean, that could have been released in the US, but from what we know, it seems to be that it was a Mexico exclusive item, which makes it even more strange in itself. But it's an actual Danny Phantom plushie, which there is none other that I know of that exists besides this one right here, and I have never seen another one of these ever. Proxy, when he found it, he said it was one of those items that just popped up online for like a really cheap price, but like the person was just trying to move it and didn't really know exactly what it really was or how rare it might have been, and nothing like it has ever come up since. So this is one of my favorite things in the collection, and I'll definitely be hanging this guy back here, so you'll see him in the background, because I just think it adds a nice little touch having Danny floating in the background here. And he's also a coin purse. I mean, you could hold like, I don't know, like $1 in quarters maybe. He's got, you know, pretty slender guy. Not really a lot you could hold in there, but hey, you got to give it some kind of usage, right? And next up here, I'm going to show you guys our last item for this part, but we will will be covering everything in the second part of this series. I thought I could do everything in one, but I don't think I will be able to without the video being ridiculously long. So we're gonna have to do a part 2 to the Fairly Odd Parent collection. But man, what we covered already was incredible. And when we cover part 2, we'll also be putting some stuff on display. But our last items for this is this right here, the Crimson Chin When Chins Collide cover. I have this book in the collection, but I do not have it in this great of a condition. One of the best episodes, one of the best specials ever, where the Nega Chin goes up against the Crimson Chin and turns Timmy's real life bullies and villains into actual villains to work alongside him to take down the group. And they also got an ad for Temple Run, but not Temple Run. It also includes a full-blown comic book from that episode as well. Additionally, you have all the other versions, the previous versions of Crimson Chin that had to come in to help save and take down the Nega Chin. And it also comes with a poster as well from that episode. Like, oh my goodness, even got Chester down there too. Such a cool piece. The entire thing is just amazing. You got Trixie down there as Wonder Woman. And then there's also this one too. Fairly Odd Parents See, Hear, and Smell. This is another Fairly Odd Parents exclusive magazine. So they did sometimes little like off magazines you could pick up that were like themed after one show. For example, SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, and SpongeBob. And this one as well comes with a cover poster there you can see, and is loaded up with a bunch of other Fairly Odd Parents comics. This book also has instructions on how to be icky like Vicky. Amazing though, and that's everything for part 1. So again, stay tuned for part 2, where I'm going to cover some more items that are out of this container. This was like literally half of the box, so we have just as much in store for part 2. And also look out for Jimmy Neutron part 1 from this series, so you guys can check out our little Jimmy Timmy Power Hour series. I think I might actually call the playlist that. When this whole series is done, I'll put them all in one playlist called the Jimmy Timmy Power Hours. Where hypothetically I think that both parts will be an hour, like together they'll be over an hour. So we'll have the over an hour of Fairly Odd Parents coverage and over an hour of Jimmy Neutron coverage, making it the Fairly Odd Parents Jimmy Timmy Power Hours playlist. So stay tuned for all that stuff when it comes. But on that note, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and also go check out the Patreon. You can sign up for only $2 a month, and when you sign up, you get invited to our Discord. You get entered in giveaways, 100% ad-free versions of the videos, as well as it's the ultimate way to watch comfort cartoons and support the show and keeping me doing these videos and keeping this channel running the way that it does. I could not do this if it wasn't for our supporters already on Patreon, so thank you so much to everybody over there. If you guys want to contribute and help and join the fun, that link's down below. You can also visit my Whatnot stream, where I'm live every single Friday. I do giveaways, and also when you sign up, you get $15 for free towards your first pickup on anything on Whatnot, whether it's a my stream or somebody else's. You can use that $15 to get something for free, or you can use it towards something bigger that you've been wanting to add in your collection. All that information is down below, but I'll see you guys in part 2. Until then, you know the drill. Stan it! Alright, I'll see you guys in this video over here. Again, Patreon, Whatnot, all that stuff is down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you beautiful people in the next one. Adios and bloop!